Well, it's been a couple weeks. I just figured I'd do an update of where I've been, what I've been doing here. That trunk looks beautiful. We've all seen that before. And of course, I'm going to go back underneath because I'm still very happy with what we've done here. When we left off, I was installing the seating area. You can see I've got that all essentially done. Got a little bit of primer on it and stuff. I need to build a rear seat support. Somebody cut it out. I don't know why, but regardless, it's gone. But I started moving forward, and there was a guy I know, this guy, who said, the front's going to be easy compared to the rear, because it looked pretty good, with fenders and a hood on. Kind of like the trunk did when the trunk was closed. So anyways, I've been fiddling with the front quite a bit. And I'm not unhappy, but I got a lot of work to do. So all the frame and stuff, I cut out the floors that they put in because they just kind of half-assed them over rotted out, what I thought was rotted out torque boxes on the front. Luckily for me, the torque boxes are solid. It was just, there's like a top cover that goes on. You can see that right in there. So the top, they're like a box, and the very top was rusty. The rest is very, very mint. And they're galvanized, I think, from the factory, so they do last a lot longer. Not just same as the rockers or galv and the original frame rails, but that didn't help those frame rails any, but still. So both sides are pretty good. The other side, you can see there is a hole on the top cover on that one as well. And you can, I don't know what you can see, but the frame and stuff is good. The frame extensions are good. Everything's pretty good. That's just a matter of making some new caps, I guess you'd call them, new tops for the for the front torque boxes. I got lucky, pulled out the heater box. It came out real good. That was actually, I was concerned about doing that. I had to undo the dash and kind of pull it back out of the way just a bit to get it out. Anybody who's done this knows what I'm talking about. So all in all, I haven't fixed the front of the rear torque boxes yet. I'll get to that. I just kind of wanted to see what I was in for in the front, just to get a better idea. So I took a look at that, and yep, there you go. So so yeah. Well, hey, there's the bottom of the car. Oh, there's the ground. So anyways. I cut the top corner off of this one. The other side I haven't got into yet. It's not as bad as it looks. Okay, maybe it is, but I'm gonna salvage it because I ain't taking the windshield out of this. I don't give a fuck. And you know what? The the restoration purists can cry and stomp their feet all they want, but when this is done, there's only going to be me and the 20 people, well, however many do watch this video that'll know any different. So that bottom piece is solid. It's pretty good. But, usual thing for just about all the Mustangs through the 60s, early 70s, and I don't know about the Mustang 2s. Basically, these fucking things rot out. That gives you your vent down to your feet on this side. And I can say quite confidently that there's a guy, also me, who is going to be driving around without a vent on his feet. So, yeah, I might have some sweaty feet. If my feet stink and you see me at a car show, don't ask me why. It's going to be because this hole to nowhere is going to be solid. I could take the time to install the vent, but I just don't give a fuck. I'm going to seal that up. The front edge of this here was rotted, so I just cut her away. I I'm not going to spend like $550, $600 Canadian to buy a piece just to cut the corner off of and mount it. I'm going to take the original one, and I'm going to build just a new front edge and a new side corner. It's good. It's good enough. I am, on the other hand, I'm going to put in all 4 aprons. I knew I had to do the front one, and yes, I do. I'm going to rebuild the top of this apron, or the shock tower, essentially. I'm going to rebuild that. But, the good news, if there is any, the good news, luckily for me, is I know this looks like hell right here. And what this is, right? This is what happens when people in the 80s and 90s, or whenever they did it, probably 80s, put tar on their fucking car, right? Because all it does is trap moisture and then just rust underneath this beautiful black finish. It's bullshit. It doesn't seal anything, I don't think, from what I can gather. But regardless, the good news is, like, as bad as this looks, this is going to clean up super nice. It is solid, super solid. The frame rails are really good. Cross members, perfect. It already has a new rad support. And realistically, I rebuilt the entire back end. The rockers are good. I'm going to put subframe connectors in. The torque boxes are going to be good when I get them built up. So we're in pretty good shape. So luckily the front end anyways is the stuff that, this stuff here, like, there's a what do they call that? Not a fender extension, but the fender mount extension or whatever, basically, or your apron extension or whatever the fuck it is. So, terrible shape. It's been patched. There's another piece of the original rear apron on that side. This is the piece for your wiper motor that I'm going to clean up and fix. I'm just going to basically build the bottom inch of that and put a new lip on it, and we'll make it look good. But it's one of those things that, again, right, it's not unlike they're not unlike a lot of the things. Like, unfortunately, the homemade patches I had to do for the rear seating area, they're not available now. This stuff is available, but expensive as hell, and it's one of those things that's never seen, and I want a good driver that's going to go down the road solid. I want it as strong as or stronger than stock. And I want to be able to just enjoy the car. It's just a driver. I don't give a fuck about the value. I don't care about any of it. I just want it to look good from 10 feet away, maybe 20. But I'm going to put some power into it because that's what I do. And we're going to have some fun. And, how often do you bump into a 71 to 3, or 72 specifically, Mach 1 cruising down the road? So it's not a high value car, never will be. But we're working our way there. I just wanted to show what we're getting into next, and I'll keep working. And I got a lot done, obviously. I've been keeping busy and just about killing myself here some days. So we'll get her done, and lots of surprises in store when it comes time to do the motor in this thing. I'm not saying anything yet, but she's going to be a lot of fun when it's done. And we're definitely going to be testing out my subframe connectors and my frame support that I put in. So anyway, yeah, this side here, I guess, for anyone interested in actual restoration stuff, this side here is pretty good. It's got that fender, it is called a fender extension. That fender extension's got some rust, and I am going to cut the corner off of this one as well, but I'm mostly going to be trying to save it and reuse everything, including the lip, because it's in pretty good shape. The reason I got to take this one out, unlike that side that was just rotted, this side here it's just got the tiniest bit of rot going around that vent. Now the vent on this side looks just like the one I showed you on the bench over there, but it's for the heater, and that's where the heater gets its air. While I could close it off too, just being super lazy, lazier than I am already being by not doing the other side. But I don't want to do that. I want to have a heater because I want to be able to run this thing from friggin' April to November, at least, from when the salt is off the roads to when they start putting her on. And a heater I know is a necessity. So, yeah. So we'll get the aprons in. We'll play around with her. This side here isn't bad. It's coming through a bit there at the corner of, the whole intersection of the torque box, and that's totally to be expected. I will patch that from the outside here, and I don't even know if these whole panel sections are available to buy, and I have no interest in buying one anyways, so I'm not trying to fuck it up. It's just after everything else that we've done with this, and it's been a lot, let me assure you, when this car is done, I don't know what the hours of time invested are going to be. I would assume it would probably be nearing 1,000 hours. I don't know. I'm going to have to sit and think about it someday, but oh well, it's better than being at work. Of course, I also work, but still. Anyways, thanks for following along, those of you that do. As you can see, hands are completely full moving forward, but it's mostly superficial stuff, and and when it's done, I believe we're gonna get her looking pretty good, and we'll have ourselves just a cool cruiser, something that I can enjoy, and we'll go out and pave the roads of New Brunswick for these guys. I'll just keep buying tires, and we'll save the township some money out here. All right, take care. We'll see you next time, hopefully with some progress on all this stuff.